Oh, that's not the second of. No, I say Saturday. I'll open these packs really quick and then. Two-cost gold, flash, 1/2 flying. That's a good card. Doorkeeper Thrall. That's a good card. Oh, I don't need the headset on. Call Surprise Witness. 2-cost uncommon sorcery. Tutor creature card with mana value 3 less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Put a flying counter on it. It's a spirit in addition to its other times. It's also a damn good card. Commons don't really matter. Commons. Undercity Eliminator. Creature Gorgon Assassin. 5-cost 3/3. Undercity Eliminator. Under the battlefield, you may sacrifice an artifact or creature when you do exile target creature in control. That's fair. 5-cost uncommon 3/3 with the trigger, with the condition. Cause it to cure. Cool. We get a rare wild card. That's one of the better ones. You know, one of the better ones you can get. 6-cost 4/5 uncommon creature, a Jinn monk or a genie monk. Flying prowess. Prowess is whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets ++1 at a turn. Okay, interesting. Surveil is the top 5 cards of your library. Put them in the graveyard and put the rest of your library in order. That's nice, and it like decent for the 2-cost for what it does. It's pretty good. 3-cost trample instant. Tag creatures get +2. 3-cost with +2 condition. Actually, kind of decent. You get some really good value out of it. It's always been like that with red cards. It had good value. Incremental growth. 5-cost uncommon. Put 1 counter on target creature. 2 1/1 counters on another creature, and 3 counters on a third creature. It's fair, but it's not common. That kind of makes sense. Villainous Wealth. A black, green, blue. Sorcerer, target opponent exiles the top X cards of the library. You may cast any number of spells with mana value X or less from among them without paying their mana cost. What? You may cast any number of spells with mana value X or less from among them without paying their mana cost. It's way too strong. But, that's something else. Sultai Soothsayer. It's a new plane? I don't remember this plane. Oh, Cons of Takir is a re-release of 2014 of the same name. It said expected to be added to MTGA Arena in the near future. That's what that was. So they had a plane, or an area, a dimension. They had a dimension in 2014 for Magic Universe. Dragons of Takir. So these are the Cons of Takir. Takir. Oh, why am I getting this? Whoa. That's trippy. It's just milk and fruit. Oh, way too much sugar. A fruit jelly roll cake? Y'all, it's too much sugar. More sugar than, I mean, even though I'm about to eat a cookie. I've got a Mexican cookie from a Mexican bakery. The place is literally called Mexican Bakery in San Jose. But you can tell it's not overpowered with sugar because it just has a nice, light, cookie batter taste. That's not overly sweet at all. Very light hint of any kind of sugar or sweetness. And then just classic chocolate chips, like milk chocolate chips. That's a good. And I do have some Milano cookies too, maybe. Milano cookies. Yeah, in San Jose, not sponsored. There's a spot called Mexican Bakery. It's literally what it's called, Mexican Bakery. The name of their spot. And they make fresh bread and cookies and. Let me go away, clean these dishes. It's 12:22 right now. What I'll do too is I'll just open this next pack and talk. I still have 15 packs. The packs I gotta open up. Magic packs. Marta Ascendancy. The Goblin thing. 3 costs, rare enchantment. Whenever a non-token creature you control attacks a creature, 1/1 red goblin creature token is tapped and attacking, sacrifice. Creature you control get +0/+3 the end of turn. So any of your creatures that attack generate. It's a pretty good enchantment for 3 costs. It generates 1/1 tokens. And then you can also destroy the enchantment and do some more damage. Here are my green cards. Oh, I love my green cards. Tuscan Colossadon. 6 cost, 6/5. Cool. Oh, but it's just common. It's not really going to do too much. Oh, nice. Tuskard Captain. 3 cost, 2/3. Outlast. Pay 1, tap, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Outlast only as a sorcery. Nice. That's pretty cool. I like that. It's uncommon, 3 cost, 2/3, and it could just get stronger. I'll take it. And then the bottom text is each creature you control with the +1/+1 counter on it has trample. Nice. I like it. I like it. Good stuff. Lost Caves of Iolon? You know, we say Exelon? Iolon? Another gold cost. Craft with artifact. Dire Flail. Artifact equipment gold card. Creature. Equip creatures +2, equip 1. Craft with the artifact for 5 cost. Equip creature gets +3/+0. Has whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice an artifact other than Dire Blunderbuss. When you do, this creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature. Equip 1. Damn, that is a good. So the Dire Flail is actually. Technically, the Dire Flail craft with artifact. Well, you can then build a gun and then use the gun and then fire other artifacts as ammo. I'm a big green guy, and so I see a 7 cost 5/5. When nurturing Bristleback enters the battlefield, create a 3/3 green dinosaur creature token. Forest cycling. For 2 costs, discard this card, search your library for a forest card, reveal it, and put it into your hand and shuffle. I love that. The forest cycling. Nice. That helps with the scaling of green decks. But the reason the value works for common is because it's a 7 cost that's generating 8/8, 5/5 and a 3/3. Interesting. Okay. Iolon is it's nice because you're delving into a more Mesoamerica fantasy realm for their kind of play art. And of course, dinosaurs. Pathfinder Axodron. 4 cost, 4/3. When Pathfinder enters the battlefield, it explores. Nice. What is this? Tarian's Journal. Doesn't look good. A finality counter? If a permanent with a finality counter on it would go to the graveyard from the battlefield, exile it instead. This just means that the legendary artifact has its own kind of protection. Sacrifice another artifact or creature, draw a card. Activate only as a sorcery. That's fair. 2 costs. Discard your hand, transform Tarian's Journal. It has to be the last thing you do. The Tomb of Alcazatz. Legendary Land Cave. Add a black token. You may cast creature spell from your graveyard this turn. If you do, it enters the battlefield with a finality counter on it and is a vampire in addition to its other types. Damn, that is a rare artifact that turns your creatures in the graveyard into vampires with finality counters on top of it. Are you sure this is not a mythic? Did someone mess up? That doesn't look like a rare. That looks like a mythic. That's just me. I gotta throw away this. I gotta throw away this old plates. Nice.
Whoa. How'd you do it? What? Maybe get closer. How'd you do it?
I'm a genius.
How am I gonna do it without you?
I right click on the taskbar and go to taskbar settings and click a bunch of stuff.
Other housemates are playing Warcraft 3 and watching One Piece, doing their thing. The one one? When Paul Walter said welcome back, is right when I turned on the headset. That was pretty funny. I think she's saying to this person that subbed for 3 months. Dude, I've mm. Victor can. My bad. Awesome NBA NBA stuff that I want to check out, but I don't think I can if it's ESPN. Gotta check out new stuff. Oh, am I doing too much sugar and not? Right here. To the person in Paul Belter's chat. I'm bad. Let me show him really quick. The person in Paul Belter's chat that said only 40,000 people are looking at it. I'm saying like they don't understand production design, entertainment design. So for Paul Belter, think of it as like, you know, dress to impress, but also like, how do you want to feel as a caster? Just be yourself, but like dress how you want 200,000 people to see you. To refute the one commentator, you know, really hit home with the. It's not 40,000 people looking. It's now 200,000 plus eyes looking. 200K people. How do you want to portray yourself? You know? Like I bet you, the casters once you get through these ads, we're gonna see. Then that was February 2020. So, you know, I would look at it. You know, if you're going into a professional setting, you're now Paul Butler could add to his resume, professionally casted a esport game. What do the casters dress like? You know, if you wanted. Am I too far forward? There we go. So immediately the casters are dressed to impress. They dress like as if probably a combination of their own styles. The jacket, it's paraphernalia, tries to look sharp. Very neutral. Wearing the jersey. He's playing Shopify Rebellion. Emily is very much business formal, right? Business formal attire, high heels. If you're wearing high heels, the gentleman could be wearing dress shoes. Or I guess they could wear sneakers. These are sneakers. Maybe tennis shoe. I think it's a sneaker. Um, you know, rubber soles are different than the hard sole, right? So yeah, I mean, public can dress, or because you're casting. I bet the cast is where the cast is at. Because they're casting, I bet you. Where's the end of the game? And it should go to the casters, right? Oh my goodness. I should have went right to the first casters that were before the match started. Okay. Looking at numbers. Cloud9's Goldcraft. Okay, that doesn't do anything for anybody. This just shows Cloud9 what lost games against these teams and then won games against these teams. Like that doesn't do anything. Okay, please, do they show the casters? Bro, mine. Hey, why aren't they showing the caster? I hear Captain Flowers talking, but they're not showing him. What? Oh, there we go. Yeah, however the casters are doing the thing. Oh, is it just in the? Oh, this is where the viewership is at. This is where the viewership is at. So it goes back to the 200K subscribers, but like, you know, so just in 2 weeks ago, 234,000 people. Oh, so more people tuned in from about 30 days ago. I see. I mean, if they really be finicky or whatever, 250K, 200K, 270K, and then it kind of like 234, 238 opening day. So this is where the viewership is at. Is this really? I guess it's really just the heart. So now they need to grow the product from 200K kind of fans, watching. It's 200K unique viewers. I'm like, oh, okay. So now for Pole Belter, it's, hey, how do you want to look in front of 200,000 people? That's where it's at. Because people go to school, go to university, college, technical school, forgot. You don't forget tech people. Blue collar workers, people at home, people at work, whatever they're doing. Babysitting. They got sport practice that day. They got football, after school practice. They're missing the LCS. So there's other avenues where people are at. And then the fans come back and can then watch the game, listen in the game, watch the game, listen to the game as they go about their day. And damn, there's even people just waiting. Just one person, 4 people just waiting, just like, chilling in here. So that's where your fan base is at. Oh, I'm sorry that like people, the average person doesn't have any understanding of production design or entertainment design. The average, probably like 70% of like just random people yapping as they're typing, of zero inclination. Entertainment design. Oh, this is all for that one chatter. And it said some dumb shit. The one chatter in public chat that was just like, he's only gonna have 40,000 people. Bro, there's 200,000 people on average watching the LCS. There's your receipts. Fucking A. He did not just execute on the towers. Okay, I was like, if you ever see that and that succeeds, huge props to the player. If that ever happens on your team, someone's messing up. You know what that is? That's negative 300 gold. If you ever see anybody pull off like a self-execute right on the tower, that's negative gold for the opposing team. It is a 5-head play. Oh, the cookie's too big. This is a massive cookie. It's like 4 cookies, but not that sugary. Very much more flavory. You know, it has a cake batter, not super, not overly sweet. It's a nice cake batter fluff as the cookie with good chocolate chips. It's a good cookie, but it's like a massive cookie. So for $2, it's a one giant big cookie, but it's equivalent to like 4 cookies. Like I should have just taken the one big cookie, cut it into a pie of 5 small cookies or 4 medium-sized cookies. What is happening? He's playing Victor. Does Paul Belter want me to play Victor? Is this what I'm getting at? Does Paul Belter want me to play Victor? Victor is his Q poke allows for sustain, so the battle mage can kind of continue fighting because of the whole shield damage, movement, speed, I think buff from the Q. It's more like sustained damage. The W is just control, so he can protect himself by creating this giant like wart field or whatever that he can stand on, and it stuns anybody in it. But what people should be understanding is that the moment you drop the wart field, hook champions and other champions that can push and knock can then throw people into the wart field. So if you have a Victor, you hope that the support picks like a hook champion, because then he can drop the wart field and Blitz can flash on top of the wart field and hook somebody into the wart field. Or if the Victor holds his W proper, he can then chain his stun after your opponents land their hooks. So when their opponent's hook, he can throw his wart field to then zone the opponent, and they have to make the sacrifice. You either run through the field or get knocked into it. And Alistair combos well with Victor because of the same kind of mechanism, you know. He could throw the wart field and you could just headbutt someone into it, or he could headbutt knock someone back and then you could zone the field on top of where they got hit. And then by the time they're traveling in the air or against a wall, Poppy does a really good job at that too. But the couple for Victor, more so CDR. You know, the strength of his abilities come from the utilization of his abilities, right? So the core for battle mages is CDR and movement speed. That's the core of the poke mages. Now the battle mage can, because Victor is unique like Azir and like some other champions, he can E poke, Q sustain, and then R burst damage. So the archetype is you can send your kit to be all around the ultimate to burst damage your opponent. And he already kind of, you know, it's like auto R, auto EQ, W. Because you really only need to use your W last. Your ward field and my stasis field, or whatever. What is Victor's ability? His W. You want to save that last. It should be the last thing you use because it is your safety net for your character. And the only reason you want increased CDR is to really start leveling, you know, layering and leveling your skill shots. Right, because mages at the core of it can't get hit, so you really need to poke. So it still goes back to his poke mechanic as mages. The core of mages the poke, but as a battle mage, you're trying to weave in your spells, but you really want more of your spells, right? If your W is already at a low cooldown, imagine it's even lower. You can just do more. You can protect yourself with your like stasis field, ward field, whatever's W, and layer in your Qs more. So check this out. Other melee champions should never be able to connect with Victor because you're igniting the ground, your ult's on top of you, your W's below you, and your Q gives you a shield. So you need more of the poke-centric focus, you know, with the comp. I don't like the, what's it called, like the gold increase rune for Victor. Like he doesn't really need that. He either needs the damage output from the Sork tree. Yes, a melee should never, they can't do, look, what is a melee going to do? Melee is like, I'm going to jump on top of Victor who like ults on top of himself, shields himself, ignites the ground, creates a wart field, a stasis field. Like melee should never be able to touch Victor. So if you're dying to melee as a Victor mage, that's more of just like a not understanding the champion kind of aspect. And the gold increase rune didn't help him in his, 5/6/5 climb. Probably more so if you could dish out damage more equitably faster. So like having the phase rush, so you get the movement speed to layer in your attacks, to dodge more skill shots, or having the Sork or Comet, do more damage. Because the Comet, every single pro player understands it. The Comet damage output per minute DPS is immense after 5 or 10 minutes of continual damage weakens your opponent and allowing them to be on the map. And so you can actually pinch your opponent with the E and then force them with the W. Or you can force them with the W and then pinch them with the E. So there's very nice kind of layering that happens, with Victor. But you have to layer your abilities and use your stasis of warp field last. You still need to auto E, move again, auto Q, auto, move again, and then W auto last. You still have to layer your spells in. Because you either build for burst and you're launching all your abilities immediately, or you build for poke like a mage and you're trying to weave in as many combos of your spells to poke down your opponent, right? So if you're trying to go for the more burst output, you have to go domination tree like electrocute, right? And you would focus on burst damage, magic stuff. You're trying to go for sustain, then you go utility, CDR, and you build the health mana because you're going to layer your spells and you're going to get hit like a tank. You become a magic tank. Or you build phase rush, Ari, Comet. So you either Q focus centric, right? You Q focus centric and you go electrocute. You try to burst damage battle mage your way out. Win the early game takeover. You're like, okay, if I'm losing lane, then you can adjust and go. If you your runes, right? If you see the matchup in your, you can change your runes when you see your matchup. You have plenty of time. Once you're locked in 5-on-5, you can adjust your runes. Either be more burst centric, be more post centric, be more sustain centric utility. And that allows you to fare up against your matchup, or match up against your matchup fairly. You win and lose probably 60 or 7% of your games through your draft. And then you have to adjust your runes to kind of keep your champion depending on the matchup. So if you know, okay, if you're going burst and the assassin's going burst, then you both can just face off because they're both burst category. As the mage, if you feel like you're going up against another mage, you can either just focus utility and out-sustain them. You feel like you're going to trade more into them, like Victor usually does. Or go poke-centric Victor against another mage and focus on the phase rush, Ari, Comet, try layering your attacks to weaken your opponent's health, to get them out of the lane, to force them into disadvantaged positions. Just auto Q. You just got to auto Q. But you got to layer in your auto Q. It's auto Q auto. You got to layer in your auto Q auto, or else you're reducing your damage output. You're reducing your DPS output. Double, triple kill. Holy shit. My God. Good game. But he's 8-7-6, so he had to climb out of the hole. I think when I turned into this match, Belter was losing. I think he was he 1-5-6 or something like that, or 1-5-3 when I tuned in. So he had to climb out 7-2, 3 or something like that. Like climb himself out of the pit. The ADC should be the last person hitting the Baron. The more macro 5-head 200 IQ play is your ADC should be the last person hitting the Baron. Everyone should be splitting on the map. If the enemy jungler is dead, the jungler should already be on his rotation. The ADC should be the last person hitting the Baron. Mid laner should be pushing waves out, and support should be placing deep wards. There's your 500 200 IQ play for your Baron macro adjustment. I don't know why Aphilos is... All Aphilos had to do was destroy the Baron and the recall. So the 579 ADC, who is missing probably 70 or 80 CS, does not understand that once you destroy Baron, you need to recall and spend that gold. It's so cold that what's it called? The skin is cracking. So it's just a dehydration. I need to. But see, check this out. It goes back to what mages need. They need the CDR. So the main premise for your battle mage, especially for mages, is to have their AP and their CDR, but really it's a CDR than the AP. CDR than the AP. CDR than the AP. Because if just having a few more seconds of those spells readily available dishes out, it increases your DPS output per minute, mathematically speaking. Facts. For people that care about facts. So yeah. For mages, because they're not on hit, they don't care about attack speed. So the core premise, like the agility stat line for ADCs, to help all ADCs, to help all marksmen, is your attack speed output. Your attack speed output is physically attached to your auto attacking, increasing your DPS output. So the faster you can have your attack speed item on the map, like your boots, right, like berserks, gives you increased DPS output per minute. Math, facts. Facts don't give two shits about your feelings or opinions. Not to Paul Belter, out to posterity, for the internet, for people in general or whatever. And so for mages, since the whole premise of the power of your abilities is limited and based upon your spells, it is your CDR that is the most important stat for the mage. Your CDR. The faster you can jettison your spells, the quicker you can dish out your zoning damage as a mage in the game. Or in the poke archetype, or burst poke system in the poke archetype. Same thing for marksman, but for marksman, my bad. Marksman it could be a combination of CDR plus attack speed, but attack speed is their number one prio, since it's their auto attacking mechanic. And then so I do look at it kind of strange when players say they can't play ADC, or like ADC is not the most played role. Like I literally just, if I'm playing a normal game, right, and I'm getting 20-some kills on Jinx, beating up Diamond and Plat players, they're hopping in normal games too. The premise comes back to you and your fundamentals of laning for all players and how to fight. There's a set of skills. There's like 9 sets of skills. There's 15, 20, 30 sets of skills. For a pro player, it's probably like 30 skills they need to master. Like the average person at a basis understanding of League of Legends is probably like 5 skills they have to master. It's a different account, the pod. So, yeah. Where's my... It's the fundamentals of League of Legends. Tab. For all this. 9 fundamentals of League of Legends. Your number 1 fundamental is CS. Number 2, wave management. Number 3, landing phase. Number 4 is warding and map control. Number 5 is your instrumentals. My bad. Number 5 is map awareness is different than understanding where to place wards. So, the first fundamental is CSing. There's numbers you have to hit. So if you're a laner, right, your top lane, mid lane, ADC, you have to hit 35 CS in 5 minutes. It's like the bare minimum. And the vast majority of players don't know this, don't understand this. It is always 35 CS the minimum at 5 minutes. Minimum. If you're not hitting that, then if you don't hit that, you know you're behind. If you're above it, then you know you're ahead. And then you need 75 CS at 10 minutes. So the game is actually designed around 75 CS at 10 minutes. The whole premise of the game is actually designed around 75 CS at 10 minutes. If you're 75 CS at 10 minutes, you understand, okay, I'm even. If you're below it, I'm behind. If I'm above it, I'm doing okay. Because if you have 80 CS at 10 minutes, you're doing okay. If you have 90 CS at 10 minutes, you're doing damn well. If you're 100 CS at 10 minutes, you are ahead of the curve. That's all it is. Number 2 for wave management, it's understanding the wave. So it's understanding even and uneven wave states. How to set and reset your lane, how to break a wave, how to pull a wave, and how and when to shove a wave. And so people in general don't understand how to slow push, don't understand how to build a wave, don't understand how to pull a wave, don't understand how to freeze a wave, don't understand how to hold a wave, don't understand how to catch a wave, don't understand how to bounce a wave. don't understand even and uneven lane states. They don't understand any of that. So the first mode of modality is CSing, practicing CSing. There's more skills within it. You really have to just hop into a training mode and no items, and you just hit. You just because each champion has their own attacking animation within the 30 frames that the game's operating, the 60 frames that you're going to see. All your champions have different kind of motion controls and motion and animation with the characters, with the champions. And so marksmen all kind of feel a little bit different. People talk about this. You'll see Double talk about this. He talked about like Lucian. Some ADCs understand this. Lucian like just feels different when you're playing the game. His speed at which he attacks is different. Jinx is like much more slower. Varus is much more slower. Mage players understand this. If you're a mid laner, I like to play Varus because he's like he has slower attacks, and mages have slower attacks. So your mages, right? A lot of players in the Legends kind of already understand this, but mages have like this slow attack animation, this slow casting spell, big windups, much more easily, readily can be seen and canceled. But marksmen, they attack so fast that trying to cancel the animation is the skill. So weaving in your attack, move, stop command, and you're trying to attack, move, stop command, or attack, move, animation, cancel your spells as you're dishing out 3 to 4 attacks in milliseconds is really hard. That's the agility. That's your skill test with the ADC. And you'll see them kind of orb walk or kite walk or kiting as an ADC. And so if anyone wants to rewatch it, and for the average player to understand, sure, yes, I'm beating diamond players and plat players in my normal game. But understand, you'll see the bigger macro point of view. You'll see how to control a wave. You'll see how to bounce a wave, freeze a wave, hold a wave, pull a wave. You'll see all that from my perspective, and sometimes the players will kind of show it. And I guarantee the average player would want to play ADC, right? So the first, lack of indication for a player if they're commenting on League of Legends is, if they're saying, I think, what it is? It's just people are lacking the fundamental positioning. But judgment is under that tree because you need to make the proper judgment of where I'm at in the team fight. I make the proper judgment of, am I pinging properly? Is my champ making the proper judgment? Am I a frontline champion or backline champion or in the midline? That's all your judgment call. Bishop Thesis players turning off their brain and not thinking they're playing. But positioning, yeah. Other than that, to the players. But yeah, that's all. Players, they play League. They're not. They don't understand wave management. So if your second skill is not understanding wave management, they're just going to be an average player, like a silver player, gold player, kind of running around in circles because they do have zero understanding of wave management. Quite literally. But your wave management is your economy. So one CSing isn't actually your economy. That's the funny part. Oh, that'll be the same thing. As long as you should be fine. Yeah. CSing is like dribbling. So CSing is like dribbling. It's not your economy. Wave management is your economy. Because if you don't, like I said, the average player is probably 70% of the base have zero understanding of wave management, and so that is crippling their economy way more than launching spells or last hitting. So the idea of CSing is should become like dribbling. I told them your brain should be freed up to where you're thinking about the opposing champion. You're thinking about how you're going to control these wave states, and you're thinking about how you're going to layer your spells in terms of your trading stance. That has more precedence, and in wave management, understanding wave management is your economy because you'll know how to bounce waves, control waves, freeze waves, fast waves, slow push waves, pull waves, catch waves, bounce waves, and all that. So that is your economy because anyone can launch spells or last hit. CSing has to become like dribbling. Has to free up your mind. A basketball player is not actively thinking about dribbling. They are naturally dribbling and their brain frees up. basketball player, their brain is free. They're not actively thinking about dribbling. If you're wasting any brain power on dribbling, you're not playing basketball. So CSing has to become like dribbling. And you'll notice that you'll just kind of like, you'll naturally just kind of catch the last health, as you're moving, attacking. Your move, command, attack, animation, command, move again, or your attack, animation, move, command again, depending on how you're trying to rotate forward or backward. You're either moving and attacking, or you're attacking and moving. There's only one or two of the outputs. And people don't understand is that when you're standing neutral, you're standing still, you can command stop. So you can command stop and your character stands still. Either you're going to dish out attacks, like 1, 2, or 3 attacks, and you don't waste any animation on movement. You hold your ground and you fire off 3 abilities. Or you're moving, attacking. But the very action and commands to move is taking up DPS. So there are times you have to stand your ground and just fire away 3 or 4 shots. Like one attack, another attack, and you're not wasting anything. Your attack, animation, stop, attack, animation, stop, attack, animation, stop. You're just dishing out damage because you can't hold your ground. So marksmen have to learn that skill faster than anyone else. And there are times where you need to attack, move, and push forward. There are times where you're trying to move, attack, you're falling back. That's the forward and backward of the game. So move, attack, that usually falling back, you're peeling back. Versus attack, move forward. It's like attack, move forward. The first thing you're initiating is attacking. You can even attack twice. You might be able to attack once, attack twice, then move. Attack 1, attack twice, then move. Once you get your attack animation higher. Attack speed higher. So there's the forward and backward, the front to back, playing in line, just playing front to back, or when you're dueling when you're fighting. But then positioning is like the ace skill, because I need to teach someone how to CS, I understand. I need to teach someone wave management, and then I need to teach them map control and vision control. Map control, vision control saves their arse, saves their butt in terms of defense from getting ganked or getting roamed on. Wave management figures out their economy, and all of a sudden they're playing the game and they're getting their items right. Like an average player, if I teach them, hey, this is how you control your waves. This is your economy. How to catch waves are more important than, oh my god, I'm going to splurge out QWE on my spells and just wipe the wave. That's not CSing. Well, one, that's not CSing. CSing is more like a dribbling. But the number one skill is learn how to dribble. We're playing basketball, right? I teach a player how to dribble before I teach them a pivot shot, a two-step shot, a J shot, a jump shot. You're like, you know what I mean? So yeah. So CSing is dribbling is the first skill. Once you really teach people how to CS, their mind frees up, and it's like dribbling. But I bet you the average player, I guarantee you, is wasting mental energy thinking about dribbling, thinking about CSing. Which means they're not playing the game. They're missing like core fundamentals. There'll also come a time where you won't even think to aim. There's going to come a time where you're going to stop thinking, and you're going to naturally CS, and not even look at the minions. My brother taught me this. He was like the 7th best Garen top player in North America. He's also top 10 diamond player, and he's a top 10 like Twisted Fate mid laner as a diamond player. So he was the one that taught me, younger brother taught me the game, and also taught me, hey, just think of enemy champions as large minions. And after he said that, it just like clicked. He's like, enemy champions are just large minions. And then from that point forward, I just saw them as, it's another knight, it's another rook on the map. When I see the enemy and champions, they are just large minions. They're another rook or another knight on the map. They're a bishop on the map. So then it came down to, okay, I need to destroy the little minions in front of me and to destroy the big minions. That's all. So off to the races. So the next fundamentals of League of Legends is when you play the game, everyone needs to go to a 5-point stance or just immediately hit their lanes. Okay? The 5-point stance is the top lane and mid laner in the topmost jungle, and then the jungler and the support and ADC are in the bottommost jungle. So blue side, red side, and then red side, blue side is jungle position. Jungle should be like at the entrance to the river closest to the mid, in line, and then the traditional tri-bush should just have the support, and the ADC kind of plays off. So ADC can't get hit. Not level 1, except for Ashe. She's the exception. And Draven. Ashe and Draven are the two exceptions or whatever. And then blue side blue is where the top laner and the jungler should be at, and then red side red is top laner and jungler. And since it's red side red, traditional red side, technically your champion choice should be more melee focused and more going like red side red should go red first. Like a jungler red side should go red first because that's the positioning of the 5-point stance. Now you could switch it up and have your mid laner on the red side control the entry point to red side from river point, but that means your jungler would have to be some sort of mana focused blue side first if you're going 3 camp blue side. And really the only mana focused junglers are like the mage junglers, I think, are mana focused. And any kind of like fighter assassin, red side should be going red buff first. They want to dish out more DPS through their autos. And so there's your basis of like League of Legends. So did the Jinja, who's a fighter, go red side first to do more DPS output those melees? Oh, I see. Now Ivern is a tank. I guess tanks would be kind of mana focused. Sometimes they could be melee focused. Or some tanks can be, there are ranged tanks and there are melee tanks, but there are just tanks in general that are much more spell focused, mana focused, right? A lot of the wardens are your tanks that are spell focused, mana focused. Your vanguard tanks are more, maybe they are melee DPS focused, and so they can go red side to dish out the melee damage. Imagine a lot of the juggernauts are probably more so red buff favored. If you have a juggernaut, any kind of fighter assassin champion should go red buff first. Any kind of mana focus or mage focus jungler, and should just go blue buff first, of course. But you'd be surprised at the average player. One, they don't understand this at all, and then what's great is that when you see the enemy champion jungler, you know what buff they're going to start on, and you can ward it. And then if you see them on the wrong buff, you can really cripple them, like cross invade. So the cross invade happens when it's like Master Yi has probably like the strongest cross invade. So if Master Yi has the counter, he needs to red buff immediately, and this is where your teammates can leash. This is where the mage right in the mid lane can give up the first 3 minions to help us accelerate his jungler, and they both flank the enemy mid laner. So your mage in the mid lane can throw away the first 3 minions, and we call that the level 2 gank, right? So the mage and the jungler can then take out red buff, and then they run with the jungler, and the mage sets up the jungler to do they're both, like the jungler will be level 2, and then both themselves and the enemy are both level 1, and they create that pressure. Because the ADCs need to really hit the level 2s as quick as they can. Essentially in League of Legends, both ADCs in this kind of brilliance of the game should always both hit level 2 at the same time. Because both ADCs are going to be hitting the wave. If your ADC is hitting me, I'm hitting the wave and I'm dodging skill shots, and I'm going to get my level 2 faster. You see what I'm saying? And then I'm just going to win the level 2, level 1 trade either way. So both ADCs naturally should always both be hitting level 2 at the same time, because they both should just be kind of staring each other down as they're destroying the wave as quick as they can to get level 2, level 3. And your ADC should never leash. Right? This culture of, man, the ADC is weak. Is it because y'all are losing XP or are late to becoming level 2? Right? The faster you destroy those minions, the faster you hit your power spikes. Right? So the culture of the ADC being weak, isn't it because like 99% of the time people are leashing the jungle and they're late for the level 2 spike? And that stacks, that negative time. The proponent of the average time for the ADC to supposedly hit their level 2, level 3 spikes naturally and normally are now delayed. And now the jungler is kind of wonky with their XP because they're sharing the XP, right? Unless they fix that. But because the bot lane is always getting late to the lane, you're naturally negative seconds behind your normal power spike. People don't understand that. So ADC should naturally both be hitting the neutral wave, level 1, and just trying to destroy the waves as quick as they can to get level 2, level 3. That was an extremely ballsy move from the Tristana. I don't know what they were doing. That was crazy. Let's teach some fundamentals to League of Legends. So, even though this is not, I was going to be playing Magic the Gathering. I'm doing some Summoner University again, where I'm teaching League of Legends at 1:26 in the morning. So it goes back to, I guarantee you 98% of the public would love to be able to play Jinx in a normal game and get 20 kills and beat an opposing Diamond player and an Emerald player across from them. To do what I just did. Do what I've already done. I had to reduce this to 720p because I had too much stuff going on. So for Pole Belt, the real fan base for the LCS is there's 200,000 views, 230,000 views each week watching the VODs. There's your fan base. There's your unique view. It's right there. Because I had to explain to people, like, even for basketball, right? People go to work, they go to school, they have dinners, they have family, they have parties, they have places to be, they're at work, whatever they do. School activities, obligations, clubs, whatever. So people watch the basketball, they're going to absorb it on YouTube, on their cell phone, and their off time. That's what you should be looking at. So when the LCK is getting 700K views on their videos, right? Like, there's their fan base. See what I'm saying? The LCK is getting 200K views, 230K views on their VODs. There's their fan base. Right. Now, I know the LPL is going to look different, but the LPL is actually, like, huge. The LPL has, like, 10 million to 13 million people watching. But they're on Douyu, and they're on a different platform. They're on their own video cast system. Now, check this out. Oh my goodness. If the Chinese government didn't firewall off their whole population from the rest of the world, the other American enterprises of entertainment would have more views, which would generate more money. Just in general. From a basic marketing standpoint. The whole economy for the U.S. changes. Quite literally, the whole economy of the U.S. changes the moment the Chinese firewall comes down and all their viewers can then watch American content. It changes marketing algorithms for basketball and football and soccer and esports. All of a sudden, the LCS goes from 200K to like 1 million per week because you have 10 to 13 million viewers in China, right, of the 70 million user base, and even just 10% is 1 million extra eyes. And even of the million extra eyes of that 10%, if they get 3%, that's another 300,000 viewers onto the LCS. And I guarantee you the LEC and the LCS would have 1 million viewers each on their YouTube channels if the firewall in China was down. Because they have 70 million players on the server. They have 10 to 13 million people watching on Douyu. And sometimes, my bad, sometimes they get 5 million to 8 million. My bad, sometimes they get 5 million to 8 million viewers watching total on Douyu and all the other streaming sites in China. But quite literally, the moment that firewall comes down in China, the whole U.S. economy changes. Quite freaking literally. TV numbers, drama shows, movies, subscriptions, streaming, Twitch. All of a sudden, Amazon and the execs look at Twitch like, wait, what? All the Amazon execs are like spilling coffee over the laptops, like, what? And they're just like, holy shit, what? The moment that Chinese firewall comes down, the whole marketing index for America changes, generating new jobs and income. All the Twitch streamers, holy shit! You get viewers from China on Twitch, holy shit! Drastically changes the whole economy of Twitch. Kitty knows this. Even though Kitty's in Australia, she knows that China has a massive user base. Actually, Kitty would she would definitely benefit from this because the moment that Chinese firewall comes down, because she can speak different languages and Mandarin and English, Australian English, her viewership number would tenfold jump. She'd go from like 700 to like 7,000. She'd go from like easily. She'd go from like 700 to like 5,000 viewers or 10,000 viewers because she would then have access. So then, all the American, Chinese Americans and all the Korean Americans that then speak different languages or speak, Mandarin or South Korean, on Twitch would then get way more viewers too because then you would have access to the Chinese viewership, stuff like that. Especially too for Kitty because she casts in the LPL, but the firewall. I think she lives in Australia, right? Because she speaks Australian. So she's not her Chinese viewership. Maybe some are tuning into Twitch, but imagine they're all blocked behind a massive firewall. Extremely hard to get data in and out. So yeah. Oh, and check this out. The Chinese viewers that go ghost, those views don't count or whatever. They can try to ghost to smurf their accounts to bounce off other servers, and they don't appear as viewers on what's it called? They're spoofing their connection or whatever. They don't appear as viewers for other entertainment around the world. Because they have to bounce their connection like 3 times into Europe and then back to North America. They have to bounce their connection 3 times to like India, into Africa to hide their connection. It's basically like you set up a virtual computer and it's basically saying, oh, I'm in India, and then it bounces off that one in India, then it spoofs it saying, hey, you're in Italy, and then it bounces off that one off Africa, and then you have a server in Africa and it's like saying, oh, my PC's from Africa watching something in the United States, and then you get to view the game on your PC in China. That's just tech, baby. That's just tech. Oh, virtual private networks, your VPNs, whatever. They're just... VPNs are old stuff. It's just private networks you're bouncing in and out of virtual PCs that are sitting, of course, in different countries to spoof and look like it's a PC in that country. But it just comes back to the viewership. The moment that Chinese firewall drops, all the marketing entertainment changes for North America. In a good way. Way more eyes on. Even just 3% of the 100% eligible viewers in China, if that firewall is down, oh my goodness. But damn, let's say it's 10% or 30% of their viewership watches LCS and LAC, changes the game. Changes esports in North America. Changes the whole economy. All those casters, jobs, journalists, pros. One day. Is the Maokai skin with the... No, that is not the Maokai skin where he's wearing the pajamas. So that is a Christmas Maokai. That's a Christmas tree. Oh, that dude's dead. What? Yeah, he should be dead. Come on, bro. Kasante. That's what I thought. I was like, get the hell out of here, Carmen. get the heck out of here. That's funny as that. Karma should know better. Oh, the 0-1 Karma. What? This team's 3-6 and 2-7. My bad. That wasn't really. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, I was saying earlier, not to Willow, and not to anyone else. To posterity for the internet. 99% of the user base, Blood Billy going to a normal match, beat Diamond Emerald players that are across from me, and a Smurf queue, get like 20 kills on Jinx in a normal game, warm up. 9% users would like that. We're going like 18-1 on MF or whatever. We're getting 20 kills on Malzahar in mid lane. We're getting 26 assists on Maokai and Sword. Basically for players, it's hey, show me you can carry in a normal game, then I can trust you to hit rank. Sorry, just kind of not to anyone specific, just to posterity out into the internets, for people that are. I think she said no to the toes. That was really funny. Oh, my headset's off. Hold on. That's my fault. Oh. Dude, dude, that looks so funny with this music right now. I don't know if she's. Sorry. That was kind of funny. Oh, I should have said. I'm doing too much. I have too many. Editing videos. Oh, it was the 6th. Oh, my bad. Oh, okay. There we go. Oh, let me finish opening the packs, then I'll close down the MTGA. Nice. Oh, right in between the. Uncommon. 5 cost sorcery, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Creature explores again. Upgrade. 2 cost. Oh wait, that's not on top. 4 cost 3/2. Fathomless Descent. Enters the battlefield. When CE enters the battlefield, target creature an opponent controls gets -X until end of turn, where X is the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. Pack. What? Skill Soul, no. 5 cost 3/5. Artifact creature, no. Trample Haste. I just covered it, but she'll play Discover X. Exile cards on top of your life until. Whoa. Oh. Isn't there? When you play a card from exile, conjure a duplicate of it into your hand. Bro, what? That's crazy. Dusk Landing. Draw a card upon lost life this turn. You gain life this turn. Oh, you only procs. Okay. Uncommon with condition, that's decent. Like great cards. Nice, 4 cost 4/5 creature. When Wingbang Vantassault enters the battlefield, choose one conjure card name Savage Stone into your hand. Conjure card name naturalize into your hand. Nice, that is a great card. Wow, it's a 4 cost 4/5 deck. Let's get started. Nice. It's good stuff. Whoa. Hmm. 2 cost. Enchant artifact can't attack or block. That's a really good card. Petrify. Nice. Element Sight. 3 cost flash. Nice. Family Reunion. Nice. 2 cost. A 2 cost that instance to hexproof for all your creatures. Yeah, nice. Overdash. 2 cost. Destroy target artifact. Expose again. Nice. For being commons, these are like good commons. That could be staples. Okay. Oh, I think this is how I be copyrighted. Grass of Fate. Nice. Nah, kind of, okay-ish. This is okay removal. It makes sense. 3 cost, uncommon, removal. Yeah. Other drains like the whimsical planets of like fairy tales. Oh, that is nice. 3 cost, uncommon enchantment. Creatures you control have trample. That's a good one. That's a good card. I want 3 of these in every single green deck. What is this? Fiery Emancipation. 6 cost. Enchantment. If a source you control would deal damage to the permanent player, it deals triple that damage to the permanent player. Whoo! Holy cow. They gave them a 6 cost rare that triples their damage. Yeah, Magic definitely wants them to end the game on turn 6. That is a very powerful end the game on turn 6. That's crazy. Magic, just Magic stuff. Just well, I mean, even though it's a super short MTGA stream, how many decks do I have sitting here? Is this fiery thing? What does it do? I'm actually surprised I still have some standard decks. I thought too much time went by. That's crazy. My Emperor's Voice, my Sarah deck, my Boros MR deck, my Green Enchant Saga deck, my Angels and Soldiers, my Green-White Scales, my Knight Defense deck. This is my... it's actually a Green-White Token Calyx Danitha deck. This is my Shamans and Dragons. I'm actually surprised some of my other standard decks are still holding on. All these ones are out of rotation, and I just leave it there just because. And these cards are also out of rotation because how many cards they have to replace. So this one, the Mech Samurai deck, is still good. I don't have to replace 11 cards. That's so crazy that my Mech Samurai deck is just in here. My strongest deck, yeah, Quandary Fractals doesn't work anymore. Any of the ones that say plus 47 or can't work anymore. It's too far out. Deck's only 60 cards. But the fact that deck letting you replace 11 and Mech Samurai still works, that's crazy. Emperor's Voice, it's all playing around one card called Emperor's Voice. The Sarah deck is all playing around Sarah. The Angel, my Boros MR deck, just doing his thing. It's the classic kind of mid-game, mid-range deck. Green Enchantment, nice. Angels and Soldiers is definitely like smaller early game. Green-White Scales is the mid-range, mid-game kind of deck. Knights in Defense, I think it was like my utility. This is my Secret Sauce. I can't say it. Secret Sauce. The Knights X Defense is Secret Sauce. Token Calyx Danitha. Also probably Secret Sauce. Shamans and Dragons. Actually, I take that back. A lot of the decks I probably should hold back. Except for Angels and Soldiers. I think Angels and Soldiers is a classic. Boros MRs. These two. Angels and Soldiers is classic. Just damage. Just early game speed damage. The Boros is just classic Boros. It was these two. The rest, people have either like seen or understand. But I probably should hold those back. Now that I think about it, I probably shouldn't show what's inside the decks. I'll probably just play Angels and Soldiers and keep these ones 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep these 7 decks as like secret decks or whatever. Do that. Oh, 23 total decks, nice. In this one, I could probably remake Mech Samurais when 11 cards hit the create. So I'll just play these two. Angels, Soldier, and Boros. If they both still work, they both had really high, kind of like win rates. And so even with the game changing with new sets, if these two are still viable, then they could still do some damage. And so that's quite interesting. But I'm going to keep the other decks as like secrets because there's no need for me to show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's no need for me to show these other decks. I'll create a new mono green deck with whatever cards in rotation now to separate from these builds. And I'll just play these two because it's just classic Angels and Soldiers, Soldiers and Angels. White mono deck, and then the Boros is just white, red, green. Everyone knows Boros, so these two are just. But the rest are like Secret Sauce, and so let's hold on to those secrets. Oh, Willow playing Elden Ring? Like do her thing? Was she? Fendrin just say in chat? Huh? I must have tuned in late. I must have missed too much. I need to make some tea. Yeah. You know what? I probably could sing rock. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty funny. I can't be singing at 2 a.m. in the morning, but it's rhythm and the beat makes the determination whether or not it's hip hop, rock, or jazz or blues or country. More melodic, guttural power ballads. And then you have your fast-paced, poppy, pop music. Everything has to be faster in pop. Pop music can't be slow. Don't ever show me a pop music that's slow because that's R&B, rhythm and blues. But you know what's funny about jazz? That there's a fast jazz or something like that, and like a slow jazz, like a blues jazz, and there's a bluegrass jazz or something like that. It's like, and there's the blues, yeah, we're just like sad songs, or melancholy, kind of. But if they're rock, rock can be love songs, same with hip hop or pop music. You have your love songs, your pop music, hip hop or rock, or your hip hop, pop, and rock music, and all three can have different. Can be you have love songs, you can have dance songs, you can have heartbreak songs, you can have joyous songs, you can have like first love songs, you have like couple songs, you have like partying on a plane songs, you have songs you're just sitting on a beach. So for rock, just that's what people they think of music as just expressing their emotions through a medium. That's all they're getting across. So everyone's loving the. I think pop always has a good place, like a good median that it sits in. Median and medium that it sits in. But to me, hip hop requires skill, and so there is and this beautiful dance of hip hop can control the room and uplift a person and like inspire their soul and just kind of resonate more. Versus pop songs could be kind of generic, poppy, kind of just a washed, neutral. Pop songs can kind of just be background noise sometimes. But hip hop will kind of pull you in, make you think, inspire you, and like touch the soul, like resonate with somebody more so than pop songs. No offense. Now there are some pop songs that'll like hit certain notes. So most pop songs are going to be kind of dancey, kind of tuny, kind of overtuned, and artificially overtuned in terms of engineering. So yeah. Now that's why you see a beauty in music. With rock, you're going to see a ton of skill, execution of their instruments, and getting across with good engineering, sound engineering, and whatnot. Making beautiful love songs or heroic songs or sad songs or like almost like arena sounding songs too. Lift people up kind of thing. And there's gonna be some rock songs that just kind of drag out in the emotions. Or dwell in the emotions, love some rock songs. And so same thing with hip hop songs too. There's the sad breakup song, is the sad rock melancholy song. They're just expressing their emotions as artists through their medium. So that's all it is. And then there's also like country rap and like country pop and like country rock. But really, those are all variations of rock and pop, with just a lesser degree of trying to add in a country accent or like some forced twang, into the song. It's like having a Minnesota accent or a New York accent like on a track. Like that's country music, basically. The subgenre of whatever they were trying to do. And people realize there's a Minnesota accent. There's a Texas accent. A lot of the country music does have like a Texas twang. Really, it's like everyone trying to imitate a Texas accent, and country music is the core of it. People realize like New Yorkers have like a New York accent, like Minnesotans have like a Minnesota accent. That's really all it is. It can sound country, and then someone will start singing, and they're like, "Oh, that's rock country." They'll be like, "It sounds country," and then all of a sudden someone starts singing, and they're like, "Oh, that's rap country." You know what I mean? So it's just kind of the subgenre. But the crown will be rap, hip hop, and rock, and really country's like below, because it's like holding a Minnesota accent or Texas accent. It's the sound. Oh, and then some of the rock stuff. Like you don't have to growl. You don't have to scream. It's singing. I forget the basis of rock was like in the 70s, 80s, and 90s for a 30-year period, even before they say 40 years, 60s to 2000, is singing. Like Nirvana, that rock band, grunge comes out of the sound of this new sound that he generated, but they're just singing as artists. Like Hoobastank or Red Hot Chili Peppers, they're just singing. They're not. I mean, there may be some screaming, some growling, but a lot of times they're just singing. Your Poison, your Def Leppard, your Ozzy Osbourne, they're like singing. And there are times where they can scream and all that, but same thing and holding your keynotes or holding your notes or whatever, you know, at like higher octave or lower baritone or whatever, you know, they're just so yeah, for hip hop, pop, and rock are like three music genres that are really center point. Are the three kind of meccas. They're the three apex tiers of music. It's like mastering hip hop, trying to mastering pop music, trying to mastering rock music, everything around it. Cool. Put those away. 2 o'clock. Oh, I forgot. I need to adjust this freaking. I'm not doing that. I'm just chatting. I was gonna play some Street Fighter 6, but I'll take that out of the title. Never got around to doing that. Updated some videos. Updated some YouTube videos, and then. Create. Can I close this? Your video is still uploading. Keep this browser tab open until uploading completes. They say it's very specific. Like, why would they even give you the option to close if you're uploading? I'm saying your private video is still uploading. Keep this browser tab open until uploading completes. But then why would you give someone the command to close? That doesn't make any sense. From a like a text standpoint, it doesn't make any sense. Just remove the option to close that screen, or it's going to destroy the upload. Like what? Oh, nice. Great stuff. Let's go. Oh, I was about to grab a snack. Oh, I don't know this game. Okay, is there anything? Ari, is there anything? Is LCK? Is this live right now? Is this a rerun? This is live? LCK? They probably have more viewers on the Korean channel than the English broadcast, right? LPL has 12K. Shouldn't it be 2 LCK broadcasts? Oh no, they stopped doing that. They took over the they're on like a Freaker Freaks or something like that. No, they're like on a 2 days ago, the LCK was disrupted by they had virtual attacks towards their network. So the match will be private recorded broadcast. Bro, what? That's so fucked up. They're going to stop broadcasting South Korean League of Legends in China? China will stop official broadcasts of the League of Legends Championship and the LCK in the South Korean game industry. What? Tencent's Hoya live streaming platform ended the Chinese broadcast of the new League of Legends season after Korean team referred to Taiwan as a country. League of Legends Championship Korea is dealing with the fallout in mainland China. But fuck those assholes, bro. Fuck out of here, man. Taiwan will always be a free and independent country. Go fuck themselves, bro. Fuck out of here. They cut off all of the LCK from China. Piece of shit. I'll just cereal with some peppermint tea. I was doing thing I should. What the site? What? What should I say? Oh, the game looks incredible. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth looks like a game of the year. Oh yeah, that's game of the year. What? Just that's game of the year. Look at that. Look at this game, chat. Look at this game, chat. Look at this game. This game of the year. Oh man, good thing they didn't add unit collision. That would have topped it off. They would have added unit collision. His current just game dev stuff. Fractals. Because good team leads everywhere. Good team leads everywhere because they made sure like the silhouettes were good. Not so much on the artist. A lot of times the artists are given a design and they're like, they just built it. But a lot of the team leads will make sure like everything is reading proper. That's really good. There's layering, you know. Midground, foreground, background. Because all this reads well too. The different materials, right, that blend over. The staging of the mountain. The complexity of the shapes. Okay. They created scalable terrain as a really fun feature in games. It allows for a complete open world environment. Dude, the sheer scale of this model is massive. I hope it's not that daunting to traverse. And this is only a side of the goddamn mountain. Welcome to Final Fantasy. Well, you will walk. You will walk this. Just... Welcome. They gave him chocobos, right? I swear to God, you better not be walking this. Or riding chocobos, right? They're like, oh, you want an open world? Here's a fucking open world. Like, the Japanese devs are like, they ain't ready. They ain't ready. The Japanese devs all laughed. They just made a masterpiece. It's crazy. Every other video game that comes out from now is going to be like less tiered than Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Every single video game that comes out from here on forward is going to be compared to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Game of the year. What Maximilian just said, game of the year right there. If you play the game and just time disappears, game of the year. You play a video game, you don't even look at the clock. Game of the year. No, I know. I could tell. I could tell. Mainly because of the connection that I had. And the my 4K monitor is downscaling your 1080p stream. So if I go 1080p source, that's smooth as hell. That's smooth as butter. I mean, there's some. It's mainly like his rig limitation, streaming limitation, but slight rig limitation because I saw the grass load. So when I saw the grass load, that's a limitation of Maximilian's rig. And then streaming is just streaming, but he has the, I think he has a streaming PC and a regular gaming PC. But I hope my guy's running ads because he should be generating enough money to have like a world-class PC, right? I need to check into the stream really quick. Should Maximilian have 1080p 60 FPS? Ah, thank you, K-Drill. So K-Drill has 1080p 60 FPS, 720p 60 FPS. Thank you, K-Drill. I need to react. He won't even know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna go hype. You won't even know. You won't understand. But that's awesome. That's awesome. But I don't know, with Maximilian, dude, I was like, So if he had 1080p 60 FPS, I think all of the gaming community of his 11,000 people, would probably, who are also running like 60 FPS plus 144 hertz, 240 hertz machines, probably all appreciate a 60 FPS stream. But that is his call. But I do know that he has plenty of money to have a streaming PC and a gaming PC. And but that's his choice. The moment I saw the grass load like slowly, I was like, oh, that's a rig limitation. And then and people in chat, and he kind of brought it himself when he said you guys can't enjoy the smoothness. Well, I was like, oh, that's because they're seeing a 30 FPS stream right now. But dark in the dark, you son of a gun. You son of a gun. Oh, that's funny. Oh man, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm laughing jar. Oh, that's funny. Sorry, it's just. Oh, that's funny. That's funny as shit. Oh, that's funny as shit. That's funny as shit. Savage. Touche. Touche, my good sir. Oh, the chatters, bro. They're so good. Dude, chat never loses. Chat never loses. Oh. Oh, that's funny. That was funny. Thank you, Kedro, for having 1080p, 60 FPS. Thank you. Bro, that is nutty. Because the LCK broadcast talked about Taiwan being a country, all of the Chinese government just cut off the LCK from the Chinese viewership. And then, but I hope that the majority of the LCK fans are watching the LCK on like whatever broadcasting network they have in their country. Why did Bola type that? Bro, what? Oh, what's happening? KDF, and oh, that's a bad game. Oof. And ugh. What is Kitty doing? Sorry, it's just a bad game. I mean, I know Cage was gonna cast it, but so Kitway. There. Her username has 2 I's, 2 T's, and a W-Y. Something like that, I don't know. Unless if she's doing a phonetic thing where she's saying the word in Mandarin for cat, but then she like drew it out. What do you mean? Huh? Is it? Oh, what am I doing? Oh, I think she is. If I was to guess, educated guess, that actually what she's doing is how you say the Cantonese version. Just educated guess. Where was the? Oh my goodness. Oh, duh, because I'm in the wrong thing. So, like, it says two A's. I think Kitty took two I's. So it's like a phonetic thing. Maybe the two vowels together means something else? Does that mean like neutral? Like a neutral? Because there's the rising, lower, neutral, and then lower, rising, and then lower. Is there 5 annotations? Something like that. Is just 5 annotations or something? Huh, what? Oh, someone just XCD'd in chat. Is she talking to SL? Damn. Yeah, MegFan is correct. Free cat. Mmm. That's weird. What an adventure on Craigslist. But it's still a lot of. But you know what Craigslist does have? The vast market Craigslist is actually like. It's workforce. It's a jobs ad, almost like a recruiting board. So a lot of times if someone is like one-off moving jobs, whatever, a lot of times you see it on Craigslist where it's like college students or a family that's moving stuff will just pay like one person or 3 people, cash, and just, hey, pack and move their stuff. So Craigslist has like a ton of like random odd kind of jobs too, like one-off jobs. Like if someone's like, I need to repair this wedding dress, they'll put on Craigslist, hey, can you repair this wedding dress? Like just kind of one-off random jobs. You all see like, teachers are on there too, and they're for tutoring. A lot of one-off jobs. Moving of stuff, parcels, packages. So a lot of odd, jobs around the Craigslist. Its main thing is like ads for. How do they describe that? Like a jobs listing, I guess. It's the vast majority of Craigslist. But yes, Craigslist does have scrupulous activity, but it's also a wide range of really odd jobs. Or people are, basically Gumtree and Craigslist. They sound like they're the same thing. Gumtree and Craigslist. Oh, this was almond milk, 60 calorie with, I think it was Nature's Path, like cereal. It's like a multi-grain one. And then I had French vanilla granola from Open Nature. And that's what adds like a really nice flavor. The French vanilla granola from Open Nature just adds this like really good, I don't know, it just makes the regular almond milk just taste better, of course. But it just, I don't know, does it much more like a controlled way. I feel like if you get vanilla oatmeal, I feel like it's just too dense. Like it's too much vanilla. You all see what I'm saying? Like from a volume metric kind of standpoint. So like with the French vanilla granola, you could determine how much vanilla you want in your cereal and how much granola you want, and that all kind of softens under the almond milk. You want to make it even better? You can add cinnamon and maple syrup, and that'll be a nice, healthy, kind of sweet alternative. But trust me, like the almond milk with the French vanilla granola, with the multigrain cereal from, I think it's called Open Nature or Nature's Path or something like that, is already a good flavor profile. If you want to make it a little bit sweeter or just change it up, you just add cinnamon or add a little bit of maple syrup, maybe like 1 tablespoon. Trust me, people don't understand that maple syrup is really also dense. Also has it's the best way to describe it. It's just more dense. It's a thicker syrup, maple syrup. Check this out. You want to make it. You want to top it off. Add fresh raspberries and jasmine. So if you want to go almond milk, 60 calories, just regular almond milk. Nature's Path or Open Nature multigrain cereal. Add some fresh vanilla oats. Add the almond milk, of course, and then sprinkle on some cinnamon. Do 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. Add fresh raspberries, and then take like 3 leaves of a jasmine flower, and then crunch that, and then drop that on top. And that cereal will be like divine. If you wanted like gourmet cereal, or whatever. To make it even crazier, you want to take fresh raspberries and almond milk and blend it, and then add ice, and then blend it again, and then you go half a cup of frozen almond milk raspberry, and you go half a cup of almond milk, and they'll kind of melt out, and then you do more fresh raspberries with the Nature's Path, with the cinnamon, with the maple syrup, with like 3 crushed jasmine leaves, and then you have gourmet cereal. There you go. Out into the internet for posterity or whatever. Right now, I think if I was to make a dessert, I'd probably make a raspberry almond ice cream. Like that. But that would require some sugar. So I would do cane sugar, brown sugar, powdered sugar with 50-50 creamer, with whole milk, with leche, with oat milk and almond milk, and I'd blend that and then freeze it and then blend it again and then freeze it. And then add a raspberry syrup, and that would be the dessert. Just like 1 scoop. So you would take, brown sugar, cane sugar, white powdered sugar, almond milk, 50-50 cream, whole milk, and leche, and then add it in a blender, blend it, and then whip it again, and then freeze it, and then blend it again, and then whip it again, and then scoop that, and then just have 1 scoop, and then have a drizzle of raspberry syrup, and that'd be the dessert. And if they want to crunch, I would add if they wanted a crunch, I would add roasted candied pecans. So you did sugar and pecans, and then you whisk it on like a wok or a skillet, and so it'll whip up really quickly. And so you want the crushed pecans, add sugar, and you caramelize it, and then add maple syrup, and then add toffee, and then crush it, and then whip it up again, and then add that to the blender when you have. So now it's a roasted, toasted, like sweet pecan, you know, like a nice nut that's roasted that has a sugary coat around it because it's toasted in a wok, and then you add it to the blender with the raspberry ice cream, and then when you scoop that out, you get this sweet, crunchy pecan with the raspberry almond ice cream. That'd be my dessert that I would make, like a gourmet level or whatever. I'm not talking to Kitwe, but for posterity or out on the internet, just me thinking it was like a gourmet dessert, whatever. So I can say the ingredients, but they won't know what ratios that I'm using. So good luck. Oh, I should turn off my stream if I'm going to listen to LPL. Yeah. Oh, I know it is. No idea. I dropped what? What is chat saying? Oh, the screen's not even fit to the freaking screen. Oh my goodness, dude, that's classic. Stress to fit. Oh, because that's the 1080p screen limitation. Wow, that's funny as heck. That's funny as heck. That's the 1080p limitation, or the size of the 1080p screen on a 4K screen. That's funny as heck. I'll go back to. I think that's what it was. Transform, reset. Oh, it didn't do the freaking. That's funny. Scale filter. Okay, that worked. Center horizon. Oh. Okay, fit the screen. Yeah, but fit the screen makes Kitty like taller. Watch this. If I go transform, stretch the screen. Do you see that? To fit the screen is like there's some black bar on the bottom, or You know, there's going to be there's two massive black bars on both the left and right side. Um, but what's it called? If I go stretch to fit, it's gonna make her tall. It's gonna lengthen her face. That doesn't look right. That'll look, if I go stretch this, let me click it again. Transform scaling. Is it stretch the screen? Yeah, the stretch the screen just pulls it enough to where all of a sudden Kitty, like, her face is like elongated. Yeah, look at it. I could tell her face is now elongated. It's like she might like that, but that doesn't. So fit the screen then makes it much more neutral, and I know it's gonna make it back to square, but that's just her natural, her natural face is much more round and oval. Nothing wrong with that, but just for the screen. So, oh, this is not an official Street Fighter 4 shirt. This is a custom Street Fighter 4 shirt that this artist made in San Francisco. So I bought a few custom Street Fighter 4 shirts a long time ago. This is a super old shirt, but it's not an official, um, not an official art piece. Whatever. Think of it as like a fan edit or like fan artwork. Bro, what? I'm sorry, bro. If I see any more person, just. Huh? What did Kitty just do? What did she react to?